Like it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey yo, listen.
What you want?
Drop it low to the flow. Oh,
Like it like that.
Yeah.
oh. Are you ready for this?
Hey there, welcome back. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of making money online. And let's be honest, who hasn't been tempted by those YouTube thumbnails promising a life of luxury thanks to some easy side hustle?
It's certainly a captivating idea.
Totally. But for this deep dive, we're taking a closer look at one video in particular that caught our eye.
Okay.
This one's all about using dropshipping and e-commerce to supposedly pull in $700 a day, even as a complete beginner. Sounds a little too good to be true.
Right. A healthy dose of skepticism is always a good thing.
Exactly. To help us dissect this, we've enlisted the help of DeepSeek, our AI research assistant. We fed DeepSeek the entire video transcript and asked it to flag anything that might raise eyebrows, like hidden costs or misleading claims.
DeepSeek is incredibly efficient at that sort of analysis. Think of it like having a superpowered research team that can scan through mountains of information in seconds.
Okay, so let's get into it. The video kicks off with this bold claim that anyone, even with zero experience, can rake in $700 of pure profit daily. I have to admit that got my attention. What do you think?
Well, while it's not impossible to earn that kind of money in e-commerce, it's definitely not the norm, especially for someone just starting out. To give you some perspective, imagine you need to earn over $20,000 each month to hit that $700 daily profit goal. That translates to a lot of sales, a lot of customers, and a lot of moving parts.
Wow, that's a much bigger picture than the video presented. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of those big numbers without considering the full scope of what's involved.
Exactly. Building a successful online business is more of a marathon than a sprint. It takes dedication, strategy, and often a fair bit of trial and error.
Right. And speaking of things the video might not be entirely upfront about, let's talk tools. They mentioned some popular platforms like Helium 10 for finding winning products and Shopify for setting up your online store. At first glance, this all sounded pretty slick.
Those are indeed popular tools, and they can be helpful, but it's important to look at the actual costs associated with them.
I have a feeling this is where the hidden costs start to emerge.
You got it. While the video highlights a tempting $3 trial for Shopify, they kind of gloss over the monthly fees that kick in once the trial ends. And those fees aren't exactly pocket change.
So how much we're really talking here?
Well, for Shopify, you're looking at a range of monthly plans, but even the basic plan will set you back around $30 per month. Then there's Helium 10, which is a more specialized tool, and their plans can run anywhere from $39 to almost $400 a month. So just for these two platforms, you could be looking at an annual expense of well over $1,200, and that's before we even factor in other necessary expenses.
Okay, so it seems like the costs can add up quickly. Are there other expenses they might not be mentioning?
Absolutely. Think about advertising. Getting your products in front of potential buyers on platforms like Google and Facebook requires a budget for ads. And each time you make a sale, you'll likely encounter transaction fees from payment processors. Then, of course, there are the costs associated with actually sourcing your products and getting them shipped to your customers. These expenses can vary widely depending on your product and supplier, but it's crucial to factor them into your overall budget. The video seems to paint a picture of pure profit without acknowledging the reality of these ongoing costs.
It's starting to feel like they're showing us the highlight reel without revealing the behind-the-scenes work and expenses.
Precisely. It's important to approach these make money online claims with a discerning eye and a healthy dose of realism.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the specific business model they're promoting. Dropshipping. I'll admit, the idea of selling products online without dealing with inventory myself initially sounded pretty appealing.
Dropshipping definitely has its advantages, particularly for those new to e-commerce. It can be a lower risk way to test the waters and experiment with different product ideas without having to invest heavily in inventory upfront. However, the video seems to be overlooking some key challenges inherent in this model.
I'm all ears. What are some of the challenges dropshippers face that the video might not be addressing?
One of the biggest hurdles with dropshipping is the issue of low profit margins. You're essentially acting as a middleman between the supplier and the customer, so you're often competing with a multitude of other sellers offering similar products. This can lead to price wars and razor-thin profit margins, making it challenging to generate substantial income, especially when you factor in all those additional expenses we discussed earlier.
So even if a product seems trendy or in high demand, you could end up in a fierce battle for customers, potentially driving prices down and making it harder to earn a decent profit.
Exactly. And that's not the only challenge. Since you're relying on a third-party supplier to handle the storage and shipping of products, you have limited control over fulfillment times. This can lead to frustrating shipping delays, which can really impact customer satisfaction and potentially result in negative reviews.
You've got a point there. In today's world of instant gratification, people expect their purchases to arrive quickly, and any delays can damage a business's reputation, especially when it's just starting out.
Precisely. And to illustrate another challenge, they happen to use dog shoes as one of their product examples in the video.
Interesting. What's the issue with dog shoes?
Well, it highlights the issue of market saturation. Popular niches like pet products are often flooded with drop shippers, all vying for the same customer base. This makes it incredibly difficult to differentiate yourself from the competition and attract buyers.
So even if you have the cutest, most innovative dog shoes on the market, getting noticed in a sea of similar products can be a real uphill battle.
Exactly. While dropshipping might appear as a simple and low-cost entry point into e-commerce, it's crucial to go in with a realistic understanding of these inherent challenges.
So far, we've uncovered some potentially misleading claims about earnings, dug into the hidden costs involved, and explored the challenges of dropshipping. But there's one more element they heavily emphasize that I'd love to get your take on: AI tools and automation. They make it sound like you can set everything up to run on autopilot and just watch the money roll in. Is it really that simple?
That's where things get a bit more nuanced. While AI can certainly be a powerful asset in e-commerce, it's not a magic bullet.
So it's not as simple as letting the robots take over.
Not quite. While AI can help streamline tasks like product research and ad targeting, it's crucial to have a solid understanding of the fundamentals of e-commerce to truly leverage its power effectively. For instance, they talk about AI-generated Shopify stores, which sounds cool on the surface, but these stores often lack the unique branding and personal touch that helps build trust with customers and drive sales.
That makes sense. People want to connect with a brand, a story, a person behind the products they're buying, not just a generic cookie-cutter storefront.
Exactly. Building a strong brand identity is essential for long-term success in e-commerce. It sets you apart from the competition, builds credibility, and ultimately helps you create a loyal customer base.
So it seems AI can be a helpful tool, but it's not a substitute for understanding the core principles of e-commerce and building a brand that resonates with your target audience.
Precisely. And that's something we'll explore further as we continue our deep dive into the realities of making money online.
Welcome back. Before we jumped into the break, we were talking about how AI isn't some magic solution that guarantees online business success. It seems like there's still a lot of human know-how required, right?
Absolutely, AI can be a powerful tool, but it's only as good as the person wielding it. You still need a solid understanding of the core principles of e-commerce to make those tools work for you.
So what are some of those essential skills someone would need to thrive in this space, even with the help of AI?
Well, let's start with market research. This is where it all begins. You need to know how to identify profitable product niches, understand customer demand, and analyze the competition. Think of it like being a detective, gathering clues to figure out what people are actually looking for and willing to pay for.
So it's not just about picking a product because it seems trendy or because you personally like it.
Not exactly. You need to validate your ideas with data. Tools like Google Trends can be incredibly helpful for this. You can see how often people are searching for specific keywords related to your product idea, which can give you insights into the level of demand and interest.
That's a great tip. So once you've identified a promising product or niche, what's next?
That's where paid advertising comes in. Platforms like Google Ads and Facebook Ads can be incredibly effective for driving traffic to your online store, but they require a strategic approach. It's not just about throwing money at ads and hoping for the best.
I can see how that could get expensive quickly if you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. You need to learn how to target the right audience with your ads. Write compelling ad copy that grabs attention and constantly test and optimize your campaigns to get the best possible results. It's a bit of a science and an art combined.
Okay, so we've got market research and paid advertising. What other skills are crucial for e-commerce success?
SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization, is another big one. This is all about making sure your website and product listings rank high in search results so people can find you organically without you having to pay for every click.
So this is where keywords and optimizing your website content come into play.
Yes, it's about understanding how search engines work and using that knowledge to make your online presence more visible. For example, let's say you're selling those dog shoes we talked about earlier. When someone searches for dog shoes on Google, you want your website or product listings to show up on that first page of results. That means using relevant keywords in your product titles, descriptions, and website content, as well as making sure your website is structured in a way that search engines can easily understand.
That makes a lot of sense. But SEO sounds like a long-term strategy, right?
It is, but it's an investment worth making. Unlike paid advertising, where you're constantly paying for traffic, SEO can drive consistent organic traffic to your site over time, which can be a huge advantage for your business.
So we've covered market research, paid advertising, and SEO. What else should aspiring e-commerce entrepreneurs have in their toolkit?
Customer service is often overlooked, but it's absolutely essential. Providing excellent customer support can make or break your business, especially in the online world where reputation and reviews are everything.
You're right. It's all about building trust and positive relationships with your customers. If someone has a problem with their order or a question about a product, you want to make sure they have a smooth and positive experience.
Exactly. And happy customers are more likely to become repeat customers and recommend your business to others.
It's like that saying, word of mouth is the best advertising.
Precisely. And finally, let's not forget about branding. This goes beyond just having a visually appealing logo and website. It's about creating a unique identity for your business, crafting a compelling brand story that resonates with your target audience, and establishing a consistent voice and tone across all your marketing channels.
So it's about giving your business a personality that people can connect with.
Exactly. Think about some of your favorite brands. They likely have a distinct style message and feel that sets them apart from the competition. That's what you want to aim for with your own e-commerce business. A strong brand helps you stand out, build trust, and ultimately drive more sales.
Okay, so we've got a pretty solid list of essential skills here: market research, paid advertising, SEO, customer service, and branding. It's interesting how these skills go beyond just the technical aspects of setting up an online store. It seems like mindset and attitude play a big role too, right?
Absolutely. The technical skills are essential, but your mindset can make all the difference when it comes to navigating the challenges and opportunities of e-commerce.
So what are some important mindset shifts that can help someone succeed in this space?
One of the most important is embracing a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than setbacks or failures.
It's about being adaptable and willing to learn from your mistakes.
Right, exactly. The world of e-commerce is constantly evolving, so you need to be flexible and open to new ideas and approaches. What worked yesterday might not work today, so you have to be willing to experiment, analyze your results, and make adjustments along the way.
It's about embracing the journey and understanding that there's no one-size-fits-all magic formula for success.
Absolutely. And another important mindset shift is developing resilience. Building a successful online business takes time, effort, and often involves overcoming obstacles and setbacks. It's not always going to be easy, and there will be times when you feel discouraged or want to give up.
It's easy to get caught up in those overnight success stories you see online. But the reality is that most successful entrepreneurs have faced their fair share of challenges along the way.
Exactly. It's important to remember that those success stories often only show the highlights, not the hard work, dedication, and perseverance that went on behind the scenes.
So it's about focusing on your own journey, celebrating your wins, learning from your setbacks, and not comparing yourself to others.
Precisely. And it's also crucial to develop a strong sense of self-belief. There will be times when you doubt yourself, especially when facing rejection or slow progress. But it's important to remember why you started this journey in the first place and to believe in your ability to achieve your goals.
It can be challenging to stay positive when you're surrounded by so much noise and hype, especially in the online world. But having that inner confidence and belief in yourself can make all the difference.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to seek support from others. There are countless communities, forums, and online resources where you can connect with fellow entrepreneurs, mentors, and experts who can offer guidance, encouragement, and valuable insights.
It's all about surrounding yourself with people who understand the journey and can help you along the way.
Now, while we've been discussing the essential skills and mindset for e-commerce in general, let's circle back to dropshipping specifically. We talked about some of the challenges earlier, but are there any advantages to this model that make it appealing to so many people?
That's a great question. Despite the challenges we discussed, dropshipping remains a popular option, so there must be some compelling reasons why people choose this model.
Absolutely. One of the biggest advantages is the low barrier to entry. Compared to traditional brick-and-mortar businesses, dropshipping requires significantly less upfront capital. You don't have to invest in inventory, rent a physical storefront, or hire a large team of employees. This makes it accessible to people with limited budgets or who are just starting out and testing the waters.
So it's a way to dip your toes into the world of e-commerce without taking on a huge financial risk.
Exactly. And that's particularly appealing to people who are new to online business or who want to experiment with different product ideas without making a large financial commitment.
That makes sense. Are there any other advantages of dropshipping that are worth highlighting?
Another key advantage is the flexibility and scalability of this model. Since you're not tied to a physical location or a large inventory, you can run your dropshipping business from anywhere with an internet connection. This allows for greater freedom and flexibility in terms of your lifestyle and work schedule.
So it can be a good option for people who value location independence or who want to build a business that fits around their existing commitments.
Exactly. And as your business grows, you can easily scale your operations by simply adding more products or partnering with additional suppliers. You don't have to worry about managing a large inventory or dealing with the logistical complexities of warehousing and shipping.
So dropshipping can be a good starting point for someone who dreams of building a scalable online business, but maybe doesn't have the resources or experience to manage a more complex operation right out of the gate.
Precisely. And it can also be a valuable learning experience that can teach you the fundamentals of e-commerce, like marketing, customer service, and order fulfillment, which can be applied to other online business models in the future.
Okay, so it seems dropshipping has its pros and cons, like any business model. It's about weighing those factors carefully and deciding if it aligns with your personal goals and circumstances.
Exactly. And it's crucial to go into it with realistic expectations and a willingness to learn and adapt along the way. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to address one more thing that often comes up in those Make Money Online videos: the allure of passive income.
Ah, yes. The dream of earning money while you sleep or sip cocktails on a beach somewhere exotic.
It's a seductive concept for sure, but is it truly attainable, especially in the world of e-commerce?
I have a feeling you're about to burst that bubble.
Well, it's important to understand that passive income doesn't mean no work or effortless riches. Even highly automated businesses still require ongoing attention monitoring and adjustments to stay profitable and competitive.
So it's not about setting things up once and then disappearing to a tropical island to live off the profits.
Not quite. Building a successful online business, whether through dropshipping or another model, requires continuous effort, learning, and adaptation. It's about finding a balance between leveraging automation and staying actively involved in the key aspects of your business, like strategy, marketing, and customer relationships.
So maybe semi-passive income's a more realistic term.
Perhaps. But the bottom line is that building a sustainable online business takes work, dedication, and a willingness to constantly learn and evolve. The rewards can be incredibly fulfilling, but it's important to approach it with a balanced perspective and a realistic understanding of what it takes to succeed.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've journeyed through the often murky waters of making money online, debunked some common myths, and explored the skills and mindset you actually need to navigate this landscape successfully. What stands out to you from our conversation so far?
What I find fascinating is how these videos often tap into our desire for a shortcut, that easy button to financial freedom. It's a good reminder that building a sustainable business, whether online or offline, usually involves hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn and adapt.
So true. And it highlights the importance of approaching those get-rich-quick schemes with a healthy dose of skepticism. Do your research, ask critical questions, and don't be afraid to dig beneath the surface. You might be thinking, okay, so that $700 a day dream might be a bit unrealistic, especially for beginners. But what are some achievable goals I could set for myself in this world of e-commerce?
That's a great question. Instead of focusing on a specific income target right away, maybe it's about shifting your focus to building a solid foundation first. What do you think?
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe it's about mastering a new skill like market research or paid advertising, or perhaps it's about identifying a niche you're passionate about and creating products or services that genuinely help people.
Or maybe it's about taking that first step and launching a small side hustle to supplement your existing income. Even a little extra income can make a big difference, and it can be incredibly empowering to have a business of your own.
Absolutely. And remember, the path to success in e-commerce isn't always linear. It's about experimenting, learning from your experiences, and adapting your approach along the way.
Right.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a question to ponder. What does success in e-commerce truly mean to you?
Is it purely financial, or is it about something more?
Is it about freedom, creativity, the satisfaction of building something from scratch, or maybe a combination of all these things.
Take some time to reflect on what you truly want to achieve and let that guide your journey as you explore the world of online business.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the realities of making money online. Remember, approach those flashy promises with a healthy dose of skepticism. Embrace the learning process and never stop exploring.
And who knows, maybe someday you'll be sharing your own e-commerce success story with the world. Until next time, keep diving deep.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey yo, listen.
What you want?
drop it low to the flow. Oh, oh,
Like it like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.